Okay, welcome to this Beat DJ tutorial where we're going to make a dub techno track as fast as possible, and we'll record it, and it will all be done inside Beat DJ, and then the mastering I'll do with Lander, an AI mastering service. So let's get started. First thing I want to do when I start a song is pick a scale. So if I run the scale command, you can see that I can play the current scale, stop the scale. I can do adjust intonation scale. Beat DJ is all microtonal. You can also do equal division scales if you want to do 12-tone equal temperament like the common Western scale. I usually go for this random just intonation scale because I like the randomness and I like just intonation scales. You can also import a scale from a SCL file if you're used to working with those, and then you can export any scale you work with as an SCL and KBM pair. That's a scale file and a keyboard mapping file, which are actually pretty easy to use in other DAWs if you just take a bit of time to research it. So let's start. I'm going to play the scale, and then I'm going to flip through some randomly created scales till I find one that I like. That one sounds great. So I'm going to clear the console here, and one of the cool things about Beat DJ is we have this AI feature, so I'm going to just ask it to create a dub techno track, and we'll see what it comes up with. So it listed these commands we can run to create the track. Chord stab, pitch change, rack 4, it's applying reverb to the chord, trying to find a bass line. That all looks good, and I like the tempo, so I'm going to run all these commands. For dub techno, it's asking us to choose a reverb here. I often go for psychotic. It's kind of like the washed out, super long reverb times. So the way Beat DJ works with reverb is it's all just presets for now. So you can't really control it, but you can select through these 26 presets, which is pretty good enough usually. Let's go with psychotic. What you can do here is either type in the number 26, or I can just double click this. Alright, so it tried. It ran the commands. It seems like it got hung up on a few things, like definitely the AI response could be improved on our end here. There's a few things that just almost work but not quite, so I'll look into that. Let's play this. That kick is not a snare. Let's delete that. All mute off. That's also a heavy snare I don't like. Well, we didn't get off to a very good start with the AI. That's okay. Alright, for a bit I'm just going to take over, do a whole bunch of stuff, create this song as fast as possible, and you can watch what commands I have. Anytime you're curious about a command, just run help and then the name of the command, and it will show you the name of the command and the alternative ways you can type it, the description, and then each argument that goes into the command. Alright, let's go. So one trick you might see me doing here is DY, that's dynamics. So if I do turn on optional arguments, then it will show us all the options here. Dynamics basically takes this sample here, so we're looking at this tick sample. Which sounds like that. And you can see it has these. This is the waveform on the bottom here with the pink bars. So it's boom, 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 boom. And you can see how the volume on each slice is going up, so the white waveform is growing. So that's what happens when I did dynamics ascending, basically just saying, okay, the volume changes are going to go in a descending pattern. So I'll do that command again there, and you can do different patterns, like volume patterns, like 9 is max volume, 0 is silent. And you can do other numbers also. You can do the default is P, which is like sort of human-ish patterns that are built in by default, which is kind of easy if you just want to add a little bit of dynamics to a sound that is kind of flat. But I like doing the ascending and descending, depending what I'm working with. I've done it ascending a few times on this track so far. Alright, let's keep going. A new command that's really cool is for adding song structure. So I really like this little darbuka sample that I just added. It's a little sort of perk. I like it, but I don't want it to play too much, but I do want it to play kind of more repetitively. So what I'm going to do is set the span length. So the span command, if I run help span, you can see aka the time the loop will enter and exit the song. So BTJ works on these like 16th notes, or yeah, it counts up by 16th notes and by bars. The span works in bars. So what I want to do is, and a bar, keep in mind, is 16/16th notes. And I promise all this stuff makes sense. It might be confusing, but there's definitely a reason why we do everything with BTJ. I'm very passionate about music. I really care about this software, and I think if people take the time to learn it, they'll be really surprised at how much fun it is and how useful it is. So bear with me. It's going to get easier as I make improvements. Okay, so span, I'm going to go from 2 to 4. So that's from 32 16th notes to 64 16th notes in the song. And then the length of the span in bars that it considers is 4. So every 4 bars, it's going to play between 2 and 4. Every 4 bars. Now, you'll see that up here at the top of the list, that is now reflected in the title of the sound. This is also going to get a huge improvement, but for now you can see that reflected there. Now if we listen, you will hear that darbuka's little click perk is going to come in between bars 2 and 4, and if you keep a look at the clock down here in the bottom left, you can see that that is correct. So we'll start from the beginning. And that's not bad. I actually changed my mind though. I want to do it from 4 to 8. Okay, I love the sound of this, but the rhythm of it is totally messed up. If I take a look at it, you can see the way it chopped it up, it has like extra notes in there where it shouldn't. There's a couple ways to fix this. First thing I'm going to try is to set the trigger height to maximum. So that's this yellow line here, and what that's going to do is it's going to start at the top of the waveform and kind of like try to pick out notes a bit more, how do I say it? It's looking for the maximum volume. When the pink line here crosses the yellow line, then it cuts it out, and that's that blue bar here. So this original loop, I wish I could play. Oh, there it goes. That does not sound right. This perk, let's see. Wow, okay, I think the pitch shifting must have gone crazy on this, because this does not sound right at all. It doesn't even sound like the original sound, so something, there might be a bug. But let's set the trigger height, let's see what happens. Okay, that also sucks. I'm going to set the trigger height back to 0. Have it work its way up this time. Okay, let's work with this. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this more of a even loop. So I'm going to start the loop on 0 and put the length of the loop to 32, and then there's this new command that I'm experimenting with. It's a pattern command, so I'm going to create eighth notes. So let's run this step by step. Okay, choose size of each chop in 16th notes. So each chop will be 2 16th notes long, so it'll be an eighth note. The number of chops I want this loop length in total to be 32 16th notes, so half of that would be 16 times 2 is 32. And then a binary pattern to apply. I want all of the notes to be on for now, so I'm just going to do 1. So that's a repeating pattern of 1. Every single note is going to be on. If I did 1 0, then it would be on off, etc. Let's try that. Now let's listen. That is very weird, but I like it. The rhythm there is really weird. Okay. That's really cool. I like that little rhythm there. And I also like the other way I did it, so I'm going to try to do both. Let's do 0, 1. I'm going to extend those both. I'm going to shift the second one down. By 32. I'm actually going to shift that back and set this one to 0. Let's see. It's not quite what I wanted. That's good. This one I want to shift by 1, and then I'm going to shorten the volume envelope. Let's try that. Now, what if we overlap those actually? I really like that. Let's do dynamics on both those. Oops. Great, and that hat in the background, that is really repetitive. Let's mute that for a sec. Okay, I just totally like screwed everything up multiple times, but I fixed it. Let's try that, and I think I'm about done almost. So one of the primary tactics I've been using here is called fractal song structure, and that's what all these spans are for. So every so many bars you play between those bars, and then you like stack up. You just keep stacking it like a sandwich until you have like parts dropping in right at the right time and parts coming out right at the right time, and it'll make a lot more sense once I have a visual representation of that in BTJ, but basically I'm just setting up loops to come in and out at sort of like dance intervals. I think I'm going to try to record this. Let's do a few tricks here to get the recording started. Let me play one more time, maybe I'll add just a few more things. Maybe like a vocal in the beginning. Let's see. Yeah, I think that just gives it a bit of a human aspect there. I like that. I'm gonna put that on rack 5. So that rack command is switching between the effects racks. So I just added the reverb and echo back onto that. that is pretty good. I'm going to set the loop length to something different. What would that be? I don't know. Something random. Just like... $768, I think, is what I want there. Oh, that was totally the wrong sound. That's fine. That's good, but it's maybe it comes in just a bit too early. I'm gonna move it over 32 bars. I think that's good. Where's that other hat coming from? That 28, it's a little bit too much. That goes throughout the whole song also, so let's see. It's also coming in too soon. Okay, this is good. The kick is like not going in and out at the right times for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. Possibly a bug. Let me record this and call it a day. So clear the console. I'm gonna record and then hit play and then mess around a bit with it while it's recording. And then I'll stop around the end of 128 bars, possibly. Let's see how long it goes. I'm going to set a timer just to keep an eye on the length of the song. That will be a feature eventually in BTJ. Alright, let's go. Record. Alright, so that is it. It got a little chaotic there when I messed up with the kick a bit, and I brought in a different kick, and it was like super hard. But I kind of like the result. I like a little bit of chaos in my tracks, so it's unpredictable. Just enough to where it feels like not too predictable that it's like boring, you know. Like, I like that the kicks ended up getting layered and like added way too much bass probably, but like it's gonna be fine once the mastering, you know, compresses it all anyways, and it's just gonna add a bit of character to the song. So that is that. If I run the file command and take a look here, it's gonna be in the tempo 120 and whichever one has the recording in the name. And this one was today. That looks like it right there. So boom, we got it. I'm gonna upload that to beatdj.bandcamp.com on our Dub Techno album. You can go check it out there. I hope this video was helpful. You can see how you can create full tracks with BeatDJ. It does pretty much all the mixing for you. There's some little things you can do. If you know what you're doing, you use the volume command. But it does use algorithmic mixing to keep an ear on things for you. That's it. By the way, we do have a Sonic Set series on YouTube. If you use BeatDJ or do any other Microtonal cool live coding stuff, send us a video and maybe we'll post it on our channel. Alrighty. Later.